want to construct an isosceles triangle, I want to start by drawing a line segment. Now I want it to have the following attributes: a base with this length and an altitude with this length. So I'm going to start by duplicating the base along this line segment that I created here. Okay, so let's, does that work? Yes. Actually, I need to move it over a bit. Okay, yes, that does work. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate it at this line segment here. I'm actually going to do it pretty big, and I'll explain why in a second. So the altitude is also the height of an isosceles triangle. Now the thing about an altitude is it's going to be perpendicular to the base. Now because this is an isosceles triangle, it's actually going to intersect at the midpoint of the base. So what it is a perpendicular bisector to the base. So what I want to do is construct a perpendicular bisector of this segment right here. So the reason I made this big was I want to use this arc to make my perpendicular bisector. Okay, so I'm just going to put, I haven't changed my compass setting, I'm just going to put the point at the point where that arc intersects. Pull it back. Alright. So if I draw a line through those 2 points, this line is perpendicular to the other one. Okay? So I know that if I draw any line segment along this point, it will be perpendicular to this segment. So now all I need to do is say, okay, well the altitude has to be this long specifically, so I'll need to find where a segment of that length intersects this. Okay, so I'm just going to put my point there, and let's squeeze it in a bit. Squeeze it in. Okay. So I'm going to put this here, and now I want it to intersect. Okay. Now really I can draw my triangle from here up to this point or down to this point. It doesn't really matter if I want it to stand point upward or point downward. So I'm just going to do it upward. Okay. Alright, and I'm going to highlight the triangle for you. So this would be an isosceles triangle with an altitude, which is right here, of this length, and a base right here of that length.